Tashi Dele Kugamsang, I'm Julika Kamachudran, and today I'm going to explain to you the nitty-gritty details about the Tibetan alphabet, and let me tell you, it's not difficult. So, we have 30 letters. This is the Tibetan alphabet. We are missing the vowel symbols, but these are the letters that you will find, which consist of 30, and these make up the Tibetan alphabet. They are called Kame Sumchu in Tibetan. Say it with me, please. Kame Sumchu. Or Selje Sumchu. Selje Sumchu. So, these 30 letters have a logic that goes from the 4th line until the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To follow this video properly, I recommend you to print this out first. Okay, so if you haven't done that, go now to your printer, print out the Tibetan alphabet. You'll find it on Google, it's everywhere. And then mark on your sheet until here there's one logic, okay, that's going to be applied to these letters. So this logic goes in columns. So these first 5 letters from top to bottom, they follow one logic in sound of how they are pronounced. Because these letters here, they are high and non-aspirated. So there is no breath to these letters. And then we go to this column, and I'm going to repeat this later. This is the column where you have breath and a high tone as well. Then you come to the third column. These are letters that are low in tone, softer and with breath, okay? And then you have the so-called nasals, and these are low tones by nature. When you see them like this plain, that's the height or the level of low tone that you find in the alphabet. So let's first look at these 5 lines in order. So let's start. And you will hear, so as I explained, the tone goes from high towards low. That's the logic until here. High, high aspirated, low aspirated, low. Let's hear how this sounds. Ka. I say it again. Ka. It's like the sound shoots towards the upper palate. Ka. 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 It vibrates more here in the throat. You can put your fingers. Ka. And then nga. Nga. It's like the sound is like when you say sing. Ng. Sing. Nga. And as you hear and listen, you can write below the letters in your own language the sound that you hear. And if it's a high tone, I sometimes recommend to make a little sign above the letter, the vowel, a. And if it's a low tone, you can put it below the a. And if you hear an aspiration, you can put an h, like K-A, ka, little marker above the a. And then you can put K-H-A with an upper line to symbolize the aspiration, and that's a high tone, okay? So write it below the letters so that you have a way to remember the sound. Let's go again through the first line. Ka. 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 Nga. Also low. Again, same logic. Let's start with high. Second line. Cha. 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 This is a bit difficult for us Westerners. Cha. But high and aspirated. Cha. And then you have the low cha. Let's do it. Say this one again. Cha. Okay. It vibrates here and it's aspirated. Then we have the class nasal of this row, which is a nya. Nya. Nya, by the way, means fish. Nya is the fish. And cha, just a little terminology here, means tea. And if you go to India, you have the chai. Everybody knows the word chai, I think, at least many of us. This cha is the Tibetan word for tea. So already you have learned 2 words in the alphabet. Cha, tea, and nya, fish. Let's add a 3rd word, just for the fun of it. Going back to the nga, it means I. But if you have watched my video on the pronouns, in Tibetan, then you know that nga is the first person singular, I. And often as Westerners, I hear people having a hard time to properly spell nya and nga, and then so they might sound similar. So sometimes be careful, because you might actually say fish instead of I, which is a funny mistake, but I guess Tibetans will understand you. So this was the second row. Third line. Ta, it's the ta line. Ta, high. Ta, high and aspirated. Let's say it again. Ta, ta. Low and aspirated. Ta, ta. Class nasal of the ta line. Na. This is a na. So if you have paid attention, you have noticed that this whole line has a ka tone, and then we have a class nasal. So this is like the ka family. I often call them like this. This is the cha family. This is the ta family. So we have all ta tones, but with aspiration, high, low, and without. So that's the logic here. And then we have the pa family, the pa line. Let's go through the pa line. Pa. 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 Class nasal, ma. Ma. Ma, which actually is a word for mother. Ma. Tibetans normally call ama. Ama is the mother. But ma is a short version also for mother. Ama, ma. Then we have the tsa family. Tsa. 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 Ta, ta, and wa. Wa. Wa is actually the fox. So here you have another word. Wa, the fox. Now, so if you have listened carefully, you have seen the logic. So we go always from high towards low in each line. And then you have a non-aspirated high letter, an aspirated high letter. Then you go towards low aspirated letter and the nasal. Now the logic is removed, because from here onwards there is no more logic. We just have to learn these, whether they are high or low, because as you hear and probably already knew it, Tibetan is a language that is based on high and low tones, that plays with this and creates different words based on whether a tone is high or low. And it belongs to the Sino-Tibetan language family, so also is connected with the Chinese family. They also play a lot with high and low tones. So that's also what you can hear in the alphabet. So now let's move on to the next line. Here we have, this is a low sha. A low sha, sha. Then, my cameraman sneezing. Please don't sneeze now, it's not the moment. Yes, you should apologize. Sorry, guys. All right. Hello? Tujeche? Yes, not now. Maybe they can't even hear you because you don't have a mic. Sorry, the cameraman is messing here with. No, I don't want to cut this. So let's return to the sha. La lo. This is a low. Sha. Sha. So low always means some vibration in the throat and the belly, perhaps. If you have a good belly breathing, you will feel it in your belly. I recommend belly breathing. And then sa. This is also a low tone. Sa. Say it again. Sa. Sa actually means to eat. Sa. Then you have a low tone again. This is a ah. A low ah. A low ah. Then we have a low ya. A low ya. And what I really like about this letter, it's the ya of yak. Yeah, we all know the yak. And I think that this ya really looks like the yak horns a little bit. At least that's what always helped me to remember the letters. So this is what I recommend to you as well, to look at the letters and try to see what shape looks like what. Like this for me always looked like a comb for the hair. And that's like how I try to remember these letters. And ya looks a little bit like a yak horn. So remember, what looks like a yak horn is a ya. And here in the alphabet, it's a low ya by nature. Then we go to the next line. Here we have a low ra. A low ra. Elo, Ra. And Ra means goat. Another word for you here, goat. Then we have a low tone again, La. La. A low, La. And that's actually the letter that we then use for the word Lama. You know, the Lama, the spiritual teacher or meditation teacher, the Lama, and this is written with this La, but that's actually then a high tone because these letters, based on then how they are combined, they can change in tonality. But when we start learning the letters, we have to start with the basic nature of these letters, which is the one in the alphabet. So low, La. Now we come to the last 4 letters and they become high again. Here we have a high Sha. A high Sha. Sha. Sha means meat, actually meat. Like when people eat meat, Sha, Sha is meat. Also flesh of humans is also Sha. And then you have a high tone again, it's Sa. Sa. And Sa means earth, like the earth element is Sa. And then we have the last 2 letters. Probably many of you know this one, used a lot in mantras. It is the high Ha. A high Ha. And this Ha is used, for example, for the syllable Shri or the syllable Hung. That's where you see it a lot. Like Om Mani Padme Hum in the 6-syllable mantra, Hum, you write it with this letter. And then you have this one, also used a lot in mantras, which is the Ah. It's a high Ah. 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 This one. Like when you say Om Ah Hum. The Ah in the Om Ah Hum, yes, stands for the enlightened speech of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. That's the Ah. And with that, let's go through the whole alphabet one more time, and I tell you, until you have not learned the shapes by heart, just write below the sound, and you can also make yourself like little papers, cheating papers, where on the one side you write the Tibetan and on the back side you write the pronunciation, so then you can actually train yourself a little bit like memory cards. That's what I did or do also with my students. So let's go through it one more time from top to bottom. And if you have questions, post them in the comment section below. Let's start. Ka. Ka. Say it with me here. Ka. Ka. Nga. Cha. 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 Nya. Ta. 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 Na. Pa. 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 Ma. Tsa. 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 Wa. Sha. Low. Sa. A. Ya. Ra. La. Sha. Sa. Ha. Ah. Alalaho. All right. I think you got it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Tashi dele, tujhe che, and Jae Young. See you.